But
Can I have another?
yeah.
No.
So he opens up the presser with a little joke, like you mentioned. But the line that caught my eye that I loved, he goes, "Look, this team's practicing great. They're practicing like a winning football team, but there's a difference
Mhm,
between practicing like a winning football team and a championship football team." And then he's talked
mhm,
about too, which I really loved. Again, this is all kind of cohered or linked together. They went to church yesterday, and the sermon was about. I have it right here. To begin with the ending in mind, right? That was the mindset or the sermon they had on Sunday, which is
mhm.
backs up what he said. We need to practice like a championship team. We have to have the ending in mind of we want to play for a champion. We are going to play for a championship. And I said this yesterday in my rant about playing LIU, about showing up and dominating
For
and
sure.
walking into that game as if it's with the end in mind. What are we trying to accomplish at the end of this season? It starts here. And I love, like, again, I wasn't at the sermon with him, right? But it just, we always say God works in a funny ways. Like that same type of mentality that I was literally yelling about, they were being
For
preached. They
sure.
were probably being told about it in a much calmer manner. But I love it. I'm glad that was, you know, we're hearing the
Yeah,
same
me
thing that I was ranting about.
yeah, no, me too. You want to start on fire, stay on fire. And I heard what you said, like the first game, ain't no take it easy. Let's see what we can do. Reserve. No, if we who we think we are, we just go out there and blast these guys and keep moving. Um, you know, so I agree.
No, again, it's not a score for me, right? I'm not gonna measure it by a score. I measure it by the dominance. By how you can tell. You'll know
Yeah,
right away.
yeah,
Like don't start off sluggish. We had too many times. Look, Georgia had that struggle last year. That was a big conversation of like, hey, they started off slow, then they can't do that for like it became a habit because they kind of probably slept walk through the first couple of games, and then they created that became the standard of what to
yeah.
expect.
And you know, Billy's smart. You can't start just patting these guys on the back and praising them for everything. Yeah, we like the improvement. There's a lot of good things to like about what's going on, and guys out there performing. But practice has to be at a peak every day. We can't lack off. We can't, uh, you know, can't pump the brakes just because we're getting a little praise. So okay, yeah, we can win some games. We can win it just off talent. But are we holding trophies at the end of the season? Is the real challenge, and that take hard work and dedication. I did it, been through it, and he's not wrong for saying it, and I hope they hear him
That's when you get your pat on the back. That's when your quarterback hands you the crystal ball, if you will.
for sure,
Are
for
you are
sure,
you okay? All right. I was making
for
sure you pick it up. I was
sure.
putting down there.
Yeah, I caught it.
The other thing I think Edgar asked, hey, if we were to play this Saturday, would DJ go? And Billy was as quick. Billy is slow, methodical, and precise. This man, he's been watching the show. He was as quick. It was as if he inserted a mom joke. This is how easy. That's how quick he was to get back. It was, yeah, we don't play Saturday. It was just
Yeah,
as buttery as it could
you
get.
like y'all always want something.
Yeah, yeah.
Y'all want to take something from everything.
And look, two sides to this. If I'm wearing both caps, we always say, why don't they ask better questions? That's a great question. I
Yeah,
love
you
the
got a great
question.
answer too.
And I was like, and I love it's like a perfect little battle. Like, I'm like, yeah, great question, Edgar. Yeah, Billy, get him, baby.
Yeah.
That's why, like, hey, why doesn't Hightop get in there? Because I'd be battling my own head in there, boys. You know what I mean? Like, I'm like Team Billy, but also like Team Media. Like, yeah, get him. Ask some hard
You'll
questions.
be in there sparring. Yeah.
Yeah, like I love it all. But look, great question. We want to know where he's at. Like that's a creative
Well,
way of asking of like where are we on this timeline?
mhm.
And he's like, I'm not going to tell you because I don't have to.
Yeah.
It's
No, yeah,
hypothetical.
he don't. He does not. One thing he did say is the guy's throwing 70 balls a day.
Competitive. Yeah, I have that note. It was 70
In
competitive
competitive
throws a
setting.
day.
Yeah,
Yep.
for
So
sure. So that should tell you everything you need to know. And they're, like you said, they're strategic. They're scheming up ways for him to still feel pressure in those settings without actually having to get taken to the ground. And that's what you want at this moment where he's at with his injury and what we need him to be for the season. And we're getting our backup work. So Billy doesn't have to answer that question. We know he could have just said, hey, he could have easily said, we know Lagway will want to be there, or Lagway, I'll have to hold him back. to stop him from playing Saturday if the game was this Saturday. But that was just it was a great question, but we knew he wasn't gonna answer it like that. And give us something for our opponents to worry about. Y'all worry about that. We ain't gonna keep y'all seen what he did. We get y'all enough access of him throwing the ball. I think one of our guys did a montage of every throw Lagway threw for the day in one of his videos. I forget who it was, Parker or
Cam?
one of them. Yeah, Cam or somebody did.
Oh, I didn't see that.
It was every Lagway throw for the day, like a couple of days ago, and it was awesome.
Oh,
So
I didn't
yeah,
even see it.
yeah,
I gotta check that out. I'm slipping.
Yeah, no. So yeah, we good.
I saw that he also said. I think I don't. A lot of news today. A lot of information was cycled into this brain. But I read somewhere that it was his best day to thus far at camp for DJ Lagway.
Yeah, that's what
and I think
said,
that's what's really exciting to me is that each day, each time we hear about them, there's progression. Right, it's like there's been progress. I mean, think about the last couple of years. There's always been some kind of like, hey, they looked bad today. Hey, they looked sloppy today. Hey, they looked this today. And I've seen coaches. Arizona State coach came out, ripped his team for it. FSU's defensive coordinator ripped his guys for it. Look, you want that too. I'm not saying that you don't want that to happen. You don't want this perfect little sunshine and roses. I think this team has been known to hold people accountable for their actions.
Yeah.
I really just think that they're operating at a level where they continue to push themselves. And he really said, he goes, look, the offense, you told me the offense won today, right? That's what Nate said.
That's what he said. Yeah.
He says been a lot of back and forth, a lot of great competition. So I love the excitement, and we're about to get into Tramell Jones, but did you have any thoughts on that part?
Yeah, I think the whole breakdown is fascinating, even with him saying today was his best day. I think that says a lot considering what he's already done. I think as a coach, Billy knowing the offense, knowing what the read should be, where he should be going with the ball, how fast it should be in his mind, because he knows what's open right away and he knows what the check should be. I think that just speaks to Lagway getting his timing down, like understanding fully what this thing is and just running as a perfect engine. Another thing that I took away from that was big, what it said, that he has more velocity on his ball than he's ever had. Billy actually said that. So I know there were times last year where, the read probably was there a little bit faster and he still made the ball get there. But even if he was slow to the read with more velocity, the ball's getting there faster. So he could fit it in windows tighter windows. But then having the process, I think we're poised to see some great stuff from Lagway this year. Just listening to Napier talk about him and a guy that's around him every day, going through the process with him, saying he had his best day. That's decision making. That's not just throwing the ball. He's not worried about the ball. He's worried about the process. And so then you saying he has more velocity on the ball with the guys that we have, getting the ball in the hands of Tank Hawkins faster. Just imagine those split seconds are the difference between getting a touchdown.
Cutting loose, baby.
Or not. Yeah, it's game of inches.
No question. We're going to play a clip from what Josh Pate had to say about our guy DJ Lagway here in just a moment. But Tramell Jones, look, here's something I've noticed with Billy. He did it a lot with AR. He did it with DJ last year, where he tempts expectations. Everybody's asking about the shiny new toy. Nobody's really asked about Tramell because the toy is still DJ Lagway. I mean, they're asking, but nowhere near when it was AR of like, how's it going? What's going on? And then when DJ comes in, like, what is he doing? Is he just blowing your socks off kind of thing? And I remember him just being very timid, if you will, and kind of downplayed their talent. And I don't know if he was doing it on purpose or if he was just being honest. I don't know. But when asked about Tramell Jones today, he goes, yeah, he's buzzworthy. He's like, because somebody said he's getting a lot of buzz. I go, he is buzzworthy. And came out because he asked it 3 different times because I think people couldn't believe him. But he goes, yeah, the second spot is a 3-man rotation right now. It's open between Tramell Jones, Harrison Bailey, and Aiden Warner, which is wild to think that Tramell Jones showed up to campus in January off of an injury. He didn't even play his senior year and has just made tremendous strides. And I think that's where Bailey's like, yeah, he is buzzworthy because of what he has done in the short amount of time that he's been here. Thanks, baby.
Look, listen, that's exactly what I'm talking about, especially when it comes to Napier and his evaluation of the quarterback position. I don't think he made those raves about those other quarterbacks because he's thinking about the process. the mental aspect of the game, not just the talent. Okay, you athletic, you can run, you can throw, you can make all kind of throws. Do you know when to make them? Do you know how to stay in the pocket? How do you receive the playbook? All these other things, and being on timing with running our offense, knowing the play clock is running down, being on schedule, all those things go into being a great quarterback. And I think Tramell Jones is a tremendously smart kid. Just even in the little video Florida Victoria's put out, like the old school thing, even in his answers, just listening to him, he's a smart kid. And so him and that learning curve and being able to pick up that stuff to say that he's battling openly for the number 2 quarterback position, it speaks to him him being able to pick up plays and learn playbooks, speaks to his brain power, not just his athletic ability. He wouldn't be at Florida if he couldn't throw the ball. And
Amen.
then when you take his size into consideration, you have to know he can throw the hell out the ball.
And we've heard
And
about this
so,
offense being
yeah.
a little hard to understand and grasp, right? And so you're
So to come
100%
in and
spot
you're
on. Is
already saying that he's challenging for number 2.
in a fifth-year guy in Harrison Bailey. I think Harrison told us that it was a bit hard to grasp. And Aiden Warner, who was there
You hear
last
me?
year. Sorry?
I said, you hear me?
Yeah.
That's
It's
not,
huge
that's
compliment. And
major.
look,
Yeah.
and we're going to get into the quarterback room in its future when we talk about Elijah Haven, the number 1 quarterback for 2027. And again, just how this room is really shaping up to be something special. Billy has a way with his quarterbacks, and we're starting to see it. But boys, we've got 400 strong. I want to knock the YouTube's, break the algorithm on the Gator side of things if we can. Smash the like button, continue
Smash
to
the
drop
like,
comments.
baby.
Let's let the boys know that we're rocking and rolling here tonight. Again, if you're watching on your phone, you might click the little heart button, but you got to back out and click that like. Lets YouTube know that we're doing a good job. What was another thing? Oh, so Ben Hanks, thanks, baby, got some praise as well because somebody asked a great question. Hey, what's a room that maybe struggled at first, but that is now standing out? He asked about it as a group, and he gave us individuals. He gave us Amir Jackson, which I loved hearing. I mean, that tight end room, we've heard about Hayden Hansen and Tony Livingston doing some great things. There's been some great write-ups on Zach Alberverdi on him. Jason Zamodella, the 4-star offensive lineman or 5-star, excuse me, who transferred in late last year, was one of those late last transfers from USC. He committed to us essentially, but because of how it worked, it was technically a transfer, right? So we had him. He was on our team last year as a true freshman, so he's going into as a redshirt freshman this year, along with Jameer Grimsley. He came in at the same time. But then, of course, Ben Hanks has come on and has had some great practices, which is great, right? We've talked about this cornerback room, and actually Zach Alberverdi came on the show and said, look, the 1, 2, 3 is pretty locked in with Kermani, Dijon, and Devin Moore. Like, those are your 3 cornerbacks because Michael Caraway Jr. has moved to free safety, right? Ben Hanks was essentially that 4th guy. I think they were kind of still waiting around to see. It sounds like he's now that 4th guy, and we will see a lot of Ben Hanks coming into this year.